Welcome to Future of Flushing. I'm Vito Calisi. That's Jonathan Barron. We're joined by Mike Vasil, our buddy we met here last year. Look how far the boys have come.
Unbelievable. I was over there. I'm over here now. We're all meeting. It's raining, but it's time for baseball.
You've been spending a lot of time on that green right there. Mm-hmm. How's it been just like kind of getting to socialize, get to talk to people, just like pitching the other side of the camp?
Yeah, I mean, it's been awesome. You know, I think last year my perspective of what it was like over here is like probably a little bit scary, but then once you get over here, get to know everyone, realize everyone's pretty friendly. It's been awesome. Definitely learning a lot already, and just, you know, watching veterans go about their business is pretty easy to motivate you on what to do and what not to do every day. Yeah.
You were one of the first guys we spoke to here on the show. This is actually your third time. We did last year here. We caught up on StreamYard when you were still at the Rebel Ponies, and now here we are again. So looking back at who you were, the kind of person and the kind of pitcher 1 year ago to now, and all that happened last season, how much personal growth do you see?
You know, personally, I think from last year, from that point in whatever it was, March, I think until now has been like a huge jump. I think, you know, pitching-wise, I've definitely gotten better with stuff and the little things in the game, holding guys on, but also I think just an experience and just like learning and understanding like how to face better hitters, how to get those better hitters out, and understanding what they're thinking at the same time, and almost taking, I felt for myself personally, like a next step with maybe understanding kind of pitching at that, what everyone talks about, that higher level. I don't think that I'm at what some of these other guys are, but I think for me personally, I've definitely taken a step forward in my development, especially mentally and preparation, everything towards starts. So,
I mean, talking about getting guys out, you threw a one-hitter when late in the season in Syracuse. What was just going through the blood? What was flowing that game?
Yeah, I'm going to be quite honest. That was one of the most ridiculous days of my life. Not before the game, I'm just saying starts. I remember at one point, I was so locked in, I really don't remember what happened between like the 4th to the 7th inning. I can't tell you who I faced, where typically I'd go back on a start and tell you what happened, but it was just like next level. I felt locked in that I tapped into that day, but I also think it started with just being really relaxed before the game and not really, you know, it's not that I didn't care about what happened, but it was more of, you know, I'm going to go and I'm just going to be myself, just like really trust what I do, trust what got me here. And then I think from there on, it like I really started to, you know, have a handful of starts that were the way I could pitch in AAA, which was huge for me and a great way to finish the year. And that day, as much as I would have liked to do it, maybe we can save it, you know, sometime, another time. I hope I get the opportunity again. It's not like they come around too often, so yeah.
You mentioned down the stretch for Syracuse, you had allowed 2 runs or fewer in 5 of your last 8 starts, so you definitely settled in with Syracuse. Back to the no-hitter, though, for a second. I've always wanted to ask guys, there's obviously been only one individual no-hitter in Met history, one combined no-hitter. Tyler McGill started that one, actually.
Yep.
We were at both.
We were at both.
Yeah, all right.
We were much younger for the first one.
Fans at one, employees at the other.
Yes.
Oh.
At what point in that night, you're sitting in the dugout, do you realize, like, oh, shit, there's a 0 up on that scoreboard right now in the hit column?
Well, here's the thing about this whole no-hitter thing, right? I knew the entire time what was going on.
Like,
okay? Like, I got through the 4th, and I was like, yeah, I have no hits, but it wasn't like I'm throwing a no-hitter. It's more just like, wow, I've, you know, gotten through 4 clean. When you get through that 7th inning with no hits, you got to be lying to tell me that, oh, I had no idea. I mean, maybe, guys, maybe it's true. Maybe it's true, but I knew very well. But it was more about, okay, I know what's going on, but recognize that and just keep doing what you're doing. Like, it was like, I feel like I can keep repeating this, you know, strike 1, strike 2, get a guy out. So, like, I was aware, but it wasn't eating me alive. But I think it's really the nerves started to come in the 9th when you walk out there and it's like, wow, like, this could really happen. And, but yeah, I mean, to be quite honest, you go through the 7th inning with no hits, like, come on, nobody's put the ball in play. Like, you know what's going on.
Let me ask you this. 7-inning doubleheader, right? You guys are playing 7 innings in a game.
Yeah.
Is that a no-hitter in your opinion? Because if it is, then you kind of...
I don't know.
Madison Bumgarner threw one back in 2021.
It's a no-hitter, but the last 2 innings of a baseball game are so important.
Yeah.
8 and 9. You can't You can't, like, it's so, those last 6 outs, what everyone talks about, like, they're so hard. Because that could be a guy's 4th at bat of the game or whatever. So, like, it's just really tough. It still counts. Like, it's still, okay, you threw a no-hitter. There's a little star next to it.
That should count
There's
because we don't count 9 1/3.
Yeah.
Like, if you give up a hit after 9 1/3, we're not saying you pitch 9 innings.
Pedro took a no-hitter into the 10th inning, I think, and I think he hit Gerald Williams. And Gerald Williams charged the mound as if Pedro was trying to. Remember that as a Boston man? No.
I wasn't aware of that.
I think it was a perfect game, actually.
Now, what would you do? I talked to a scoreboard operator at Citi Field one time. Really nice guy, but has some things going on. He told me he's always wanted to put up during a no-hitter in like the 6th or 7th inning. Blank is not allowed to hit through 6 innings.
Like if I did that? Like
no,
if
like a scoreboard.
If you're on the mound.
If you're on the mound and a scoreboard operator put up on the
really
stats
handsome
area,
guy, smart, witty, like totally.
put up. Mike Vasil is not allowed to hit through 6 innings.
And I'm pitching.
And you're
Yeah,
pitching.
you saw
Don't
it.
do that.
Don't do that. All right.
Well,
Let me write that down.
Well, here's the thing. It's like
I'm the scoreboard operator.
it's like wait, you are?
Yeah.
Oh, well, now, okay, hold on. Well, is that what you want to do?
No, dude, be honest. Like,
Well, here's the thing. You could do it. You could watch me,
Yeah.
right? So you got to keep your eye on me. If I go, I don't know, down the dugout, boom, flash it up. Put it up there. I come back.
just where you can't see it.
Yeah.
So
Just
you don't
do
care
it.
about the jinx of it. You just don't want to see it.
No, exactly. So it's like, and I've never been to Citi Field, but I know the scoreboard is like
It's pretty big, dude.
the size of LaGuardia Airport, right? So like you gotta do it somewhere where like I have no idea where it is.
All right.
So fans are like, oh, and then I'm just zoned out into my own whatever.
Here's the thing. I don't believe in jinxes. I used to. And we're going to talk to Sean Minea today. And Sean also used to be very superstitious, and I believe he's kind of reeled that in. And I want to break the notion that putting something up on the scoreboard is going to ruin the momentum that a guy has. That's kind of where I'm at. But here's the thing. I think everyone in the stadium is aware, so it's probably not necessary. But I always just wonder, how much are you guys worried about seeing those things, the visuals?
Well, yeah, I mean, it'd be more. You just got to put it in a place I couldn't see it. That's the only thing. Like but I will say, as a pitcher, like if you're really locked in, and at least in my case, like even just like little things, it takes so much to get into that zone. You don't want the slightest thing to throw you off. I mean, me personally, if I saw it, I'd be like, whatever. I mean, but that's just me, you know. So I don't know.
All right, so if you're taking a no-hitter into the 8th inning or the 9th inning, what is a song that you want to hear to pump you up, keep you locked in for the highest of leverage situations?
You should find that out from everybody. It's probably
Yeah,
good.
I want to like go out there and just like.
Yeah, when you take the mound, you got those six last guys to get. So
What can we play
put
for you?
Yeah.
What can we prepare? What can we set you up for
Do
success with?
like Losing It by Fisher, just like everyone's like like, and you could go like with like everyone know Levels by Vici, so you could do that too.
I
It's
love
like,
that.
That plays a
everyone's
lot
like,
during a game.
I love that.
So everyone's screaming. And then, I mean, you could do like Welcome to the Jungle for the 9th, and it's like, da-da-da-da-da, and everyone's like, oh.
Lights
And
flashing.
then you walk out there, no hitter, everyone screams. Yeah, it'd be great. Yeah.
All right. We got a plan.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about your great season last year. You also were the representative for the Mets at the Futures game.
I was.
What was that experience like, dude?
It was crazy. Well, first the flight. I mean, that's a bomb of a flight coming from Boston, because we were in Worcester, so I was basically home, flying out there. I mean, insane flight, but get in really cool ballpark. Everything, the whole experience was awesome. Like Ken Griffey and everything. I felt like I know I was playing in the game, but I literally felt like, who am I to be here? Which was cool because there were so many of like Hall of Fame players and big leaguers and everything everywhere. But the whole experience was awesome. I loved it. Seattle's a really cool place. They like packed the stadium much more than I thought.
You had good coffee?
Coffee? Well, I didn't. I went to Starbucks. But didn't it start out there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
did.
so
It's the OG Starbucks.
Yeah, but I didn't go to the original one. Like I never go to the
You just went to
original
a
Dunkin'
Starbucks.
Donuts in Quincy, Mass. Like
It's a nice drop. I
Yeah.
thought maybe you'd be loyal to Dunkin' and you would be like, I'm not getting any of that Starbucks garbage.
I don't know. I go back and forth.
How do you feel about Ben Affleck's new whole Dunkin' personality? Do you feel like Ben Affleck's putting on much more of a Boston accent than he's ever had in his life?
I don't know. I you know, when he plays Batman, it kind of goes away pretty quick. You know.
And
So
now all of a
It's
sudden,
called
in every,
acting.
in every
Yeah.
commercial
Well,
he's
yeah.
doing now, he's all of a sudden just like the thickest Boston accent I've ever heard.
Yeah, I know. And all of a sudden, I love Tom Brady, but now he's in. I don't know when he started
He's from
doing it.
California.
I know. He's really loving the Boston thing, which I love.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You
but
love Tom Brady.
I love him. I
How
love
could you
him.
not? How could you not?
Yeah.
You also wore some awesome cleats during that
Yeah.
Futures game. Where
Yeah.
did you get those? What was the inspiration behind them?
So it's from the Stadium Custom Kicks, and a guy from my agency was like, hey, do you want custom cleats for the game? I said, sure. And he was like, we can do like a Mets-themed cleat with, like your round and your pick or whatever. And personally, I was like, you know what, let's go with it. I think it's a cool idea. For me personally, there's a lot of, super high picks there, and it was more like, this is just kind of my path to get in here, which I loved. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought the cleats were cool, but I will say, they said home run on the side. They said home run.
Not what you want on a pitcher's feet.
And so one of the games back, first start back in Syracuse, guys were like, what is that on your cleats? Why does it say home run? I was like, well, it's a New York theme. You hit a home run, the apple goes up, whatever. They go, all right, you can't give up a home run again in those cleats. Well, I didn't in the first game. Second game, I give up an absolute bomb. And then they were like, you can't wear those cleats anymore. But I still wore them, but yeah, I lost the bet, so.
Who has better custom cleats, you or Dom Hamill?
Have you seen his Arizona to New York
Oh, I
ones?
saw those, yeah. I don't know. Dom, I need to see him on his feet and wearing them, because aren't they two different color schemes?
It's on either side,
yeah.
You
On
got the
either
Sedona,
side.
deserty, and then you got the bright lights.
Well, I'm
going
going
to
to give this to him, because also I'm pretty sure that was a 13-year-old
Yes,
kid who
yes,
did that,
yes.
which
Yeah.
is very
And he
impressive.
paid for it.
Which is very impressive. And I like that. He's supporting small businesses.
Yeah.
That's good for the kid.
You got yours for free.
Yeah, I did. So, that's just, I'm going to give it to Dom. Even though I think mine are sick.
He also said he's like afraid to wear them too much because he paid for them.
That's what he said?
He said that on the podcast.
He's worried about the paint chipping off over time. He wants to get them he said laminated. I don't know if laminated is.
I
gonna-
recommended resin.
He should just put, I don't know. They're cleats.
Yeah.
You got to just
Get
wear
a couple.
them.
Get 5 pairs.
Just get 5 pairs.
Yeah.
You're going to pay this guy.
How many hours can this 13-year-old do? You can't be putting him to work
Well,
like
I
that.
know,
time.
he's probably got homework and social studies homework. I don't know.
If he's having major leaguers buy his cleats, I don't know how much homework he's going to have to be
That's a
doing.
good point. That's a good point.
Really quick, want to get your take on the ABS system, which was something that you had to accustom yourself to, making the jump from AA to AAA.
Yeah.
We've asked a lot of guys, but what's your take on the ABS system?
Personally, obviously it's a smaller zone, but I think at first it plays more mind games with you than anything, because I think you're looking, as a pitcher, we're always going to be biased towards it's a strike. So you're always watching the catcher frame, everything's a strike. But honestly, on the edges, if it clips, it's a strike, but the top of the zone definitely seems smaller, but which I think it literally is. But I think then towards the end of the year, you just got to accept, this is what it is. You can't do anything about it. You can't, this is the zone, and you just got to go right at guys. And I think that's the thing is guys sometimes will be like, oh, the zone. Instead of you know what, this is the ultimate test if you put your stuff in the zone. How can you pitch? How can you get outs? There's some great challenging stories that I can't say, but there's been some awesome stories that have come from it. But yeah.
So obviously robo-umps are coming because we're seeing that. How would you argue with a robot?
I have literally no idea how the first thing I do to argue with a robot. But I'll tell you this, I will say, if they got to give a little of the zone back, a little of the top, a little of the top.
All right. You gotta be nice
towards
to the robots now, though.
Yeah.
Because when they start growing,
AI
you want to
and
be
all
the
this
nice
stuff.
one.
Yeah.
Be nice to your
Artificial
Alexa.
intelligence. Yeah, I know, she's listening. My phone listens to me all the time.
Oh, it's the worst. You say I'm thinking about getting sushi tonight, and then
Boom.
I kind of like
Sushi.
it. I kind of like that TikTok knows me well. I like being given stuff that I want to see.
But sometimes, lately, it's been what I'm thinking. I think I'm not even speaking. I'm thinking something, boom, on my phone. It's weird, it's creepy.
The weirdest is when you start getting recommendations that your significant other is looking at.
do you have to be on a shared plan, Apple
Me
family
and my
or something
wife
like
will
that?
be sitting in the same area, and she'll be looking at stuff, and she'll have interest, and then 10 minutes later, I'll get the same thing.
I haven't experienced
Or
that.
I'll say a day or two later, I'll be like, oh, I got that yesterday. I'll hear her in the background.
It's unbelievable.
Sometimes I just want to chuck it. I know I've been holding it the whole interview, but sometimes I just want to get rid of it.
I can't deal with
clarity.
phones sometimes.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I get out of the ballpark and it's I got, I'm not popular, but I got all these people
Pretty
texting.
popular. I mean, you're
No,
the
we
life
were-
of the party,
well,
Mike.
You
Come on,
come
let's
up,
not
you come up in
downplay it.
most of our interviews.
I
Yeah.
got. Well,
Is
that's
that
the thing.
annoying? Do you hear about that? Do you hear like those guys
Well,
keep bringing
JT
you up?
Schwartz, talking smack about my basketball game. First off, that's ridiculous.
The man watches the content.
Yeah, I would take him into the paint. I would take him out to 3-point line.
I
He
have an
couldn't stop
idea.
me.
I have an idea. Let's find a local court and let's settle it.
Can we
after
see your
some
basketball
approval.
highlights that we keep hearing about?
Yeah, I got this clip on my phone of me. It's against Mansfield High. I got the ball in the corner. I give it a little jab. I go baseline, up and under, spin it off the backboard. Last game of my life, dropped 18 and 9.
All right.
Hitting
How many
threes.
minutes?
Oh, almost the whole game. I was in incredible shape. I'd been running all season. It was March. It was unbelievable. I wasn't even sweating at that point.
What's better, your basketball game or your golf game? Because I've heard you're more of a vibes guy on the course.
Okay, yeah, my
We heard
golf
you're a
game.
personality hire.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do. I hit 5 shots left, right, and then I hit a ball dead center.
You let everyone know.
I do a little celebration. Everyone loves it. They all laugh. I keep it loose for them, and I just keep going.
What's the celly? Are you whipping out the sword?
No,
like
it's
you did at CWS?
like from it's a Shooter McGavin celebration. I go shoot up.
Should do that on a strikeout this year. First major league strikeout. What do you think about that? The shooter. You'll definitely make a name for yourself.
That would make a name. Yep, but I hope I pitch well the rest of the way because that would come back quickly. That would be great.
Well, Mike, thanks so much for catching up with us, man. You know we're
course.
big fans and just excited to see what you do this year, dude.
Of course. Thank you. Love being on.